2010.
Greg Gumbel in New York with a Southwest Tournament update.
CBS is home to March Madness.
Ohio and Georgetown, the Bobcats.
If you missed the update, you were out of luck.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4 games.
This is now. Let's go inside the broadcast of one of TV's most complex partnerships, how CBS and Turner produce March Madness, using 2025 as our blueprint. Let's start with the early rounds, including the first 4. There are 9 venues, which means 9 separate production crews. Most of those are miscellaneous crews, producers, directors, and talent who don't regularly work together. But both CBS and Turner have respective marquee teams. Turner leans on its former NBA on TNT crew, led by Brian Anderson. CBS counters with its top college basketball crew, with Ian Eagle serving as lead play-by-play. The twist? Those crews aren't locked to one network. In the first round, Brian Anderson, for example, called games on CBS during the day, and TNT that same night. Every game is built equally. Similar resources, no real advantage for either side. Because while CBS and Turner are partners here, they're still competitors everywhere else, for now. Behind the scenes, CBS handles much of the operational backbone. You'll see CBS tech managers on site, and many of the trucks are already outfitted with CBS infrastructure, from networking to file transfer. Even the replay workflow feels like CBS. Clips are sent to New York, and pre-produced content is sent back to the truck. Meanwhile, master control is split, CBS out of New York, Turner out of Atlanta. Now to the studios. CBS's revamped Studio 43 was ready to shine. It saw more than just a visual upgrade, it was a workflow shift. The old studio relied heavily on traditional monitors. The new one is built around LED video walls, powered by Ross Tessera, making real-time updates and data integration much more dynamic. With Greg Gumbel's passing, Ernie Johnson stepped in as lead host, essentially bringing an inside the NBA feel with Clark Kellogg in place of Shaq. And that contrast between networks really stands out. Turner's Atlanta studio leans heavily into augmented reality, floating brackets, tracked graphics, all part of a signature 3D look. CBS stays more traditional, relying on 2D graphics and set-piece displays. Same tournament, different philosophies. Then we get to the Final Four, where everything scales up. In the arena, Van Wagner produces the in-venue show, controlling every board in the building. The center-hung display is custom-built for the event, all synced together through, again, Ross Tessera. 2025 introduced new LED elements too, lineup displays, and even a drop-down video board for the trophy ceremony. On the broadcast side, this was year 2 for Ian Eagle, year 3 for director Mark Grant, and year 1 for producer Ken Mack. And for CBS, that's notable. You don't often see a new leadership core on a property this big, but it's that balance, respecting tradition while adding a new perspective, that keeps the show evolving. Director Mark Grant was excited for the challenge.
I never thought I'd be directing the Final Four. CBS hired me to direct the NFL, and I do the NFL, but now I get to direct the Final Four. And some people ask me, would you rather direct the Super Bowl or would you rather direct the Final Four? The Super Bowl, the guy who does it for CBS does it every 4 years.
Right.
It comes around every 4 years, so we get to do it once every 4 years. I get to do the Final Four every single year, so that's kind of cool.
And what's any Final Four without toys? Steadicam, Skycam, Megalodon, that cinematic shallow depth of field camera, Railcam, a wide-angle jib, low-angle cinematic cameras for dramatic tight shots, even an FPV drone. Every tool designed to elevate the scale of the moment. And it's interesting because the Final Four and NBA Finals take very different approaches. The NBA Finals is all about access, locker rooms, tunnels, arrivals. You follow the stars everywhere. The Final Four, it's about atmosphere, the team, the fans, the moment. That's why you see sweeping jib shots of the crowd, campus watch parties reacting live, emotional bench shots. It's less about one player and more about the entire story around them. And those campus shots? Sometimes it's an E&G crew sent out by the network. Other times, schools provide feeds directly using their own encoders. Either way, the goal is the same. Make you feel like the entire country is part of the moment. CBS and Turner aren't the only players. ESPN deploys encoders to every site for a world feed, and Hammond provides press conferences. And that's what makes March Madness unique. Not just the games, but the scale of storytelling behind them. Multiple networks, hundreds of people, dozens of crews, all working together to make a seamless tournament. That's the magic of March Madness, and that's inside the broadcast.